Making your first game is a huge milestone, but before you dive in, there are a few things you should know that will help you make it through the process. My name is Francisco, I'm an indie game developer, gamer and soon-to-be dad. This journey is full of challenges, but it's also one of the most rewarding things you can do as a developer. Now, as we look ahead to 2025, here are some insights that I wish I knew when I was starting out. Let's get into it. First, let me tell you about the pressure. You will feel the pressure to get things perfect, to keep tweaking and polishing the game, to make sure everything runs smoothly. But here's the thing, sometimes, you need that pressure to just finish your game. When I was making my first game, I spent over a year developing it. I kept thinking, I need more time, and I'd find myself tweaking small details over and over. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the game isn't ready yet. But if you never release it, if you don't let it go, it'll never be finished. My mentor, Dan, really helped me understand this. He pushed me to release a demo and put the game out there. His words were simple, but they had a huge impact. You have to put it out there or your game will never be finished. There will always be bugs, no game is perfect. I'm sure some of you are already thinking, I'll finish my first game in a year. And it's natural to expect that, especially when you're just starting out. But here's the reality, it will most likely take longer, probably 2 years or more. Development doesn't follow a set timeline, and you will encounter delays, unexpected issues, and frustrations along the way. And that's okay. It's all part of the journey. Now, let's talk about time management. Not everyone works full-time on their game. In fact, many of us are working on our games in our spare time, after work, on weekends, whenever we can. And life happens, sometimes things will come up, and you'll find yourself not making as much progress as you'd like. I get it. I'm in that position too. I've got a baby on the way, and that's both exciting and a bit scary. There's that voice in your head wondering, will I have time for my game? Will I still be able to play games? But let me tell you something. It might be hard, and it might slow you down, but it's also a beautiful thing. Life will always throw challenges your way, and they will impact your game development. But it doesn't mean it's the end of your dreams. It just means you need to adjust, find your balance, and accept that there will be moments where you need to step back. One thing I've learned is that being adaptable is key. Life is unpredictable, and as developers, we need to be prepared for the fact that things won't always go as planned. But the most important thing is to keep moving forward. Even if it feels slow, every step you take brings you closer to finishing that game. Let's also talk about something that many new developers overlook, the importance of finishing. When I first started, I focused so much on the idea of making the perfect game that I nearly stopped myself from ever finishing anything. But the truth is, you'll learn more from finishing a game than from working on it indefinitely. Don't get stuck in an endless loop of what ifs. You'll never get anywhere if you don't take the plunge and release it. Trust me, get that demo out there. Start building your community and get feedback from players. You'll learn so much more that way than just keeping the game to yourself. If there's one thing I can tell you, it's that your first game won't be perfect, and that's fine. But it's not about perfection. It's about getting the experience, learning, and growing. Your second game will be better, and the third one even better than that. The process of making games is all about iterating and improving. You have to learn to embrace imperfection and use it as a stepping stone to improvement. And here's a big one, don't compare yourself to others. It's easy to look at other game developers and feel like you're falling behind, especially when you see all the amazing work being shared online. But remember that everyone's journey is different. It's easy to get caught up in the success of others, but it doesn't help you. Instead, focus on your own growth and progress. Take it one step at a time. Now, let's talk a little bit about mindset. The way you approach game development is everything. You need to be ready to handle setbacks and embrace failure. You will encounter bugs, you will run into problems, and you will feel overwhelmed at times. But those moments are part of the learning process. It's during those tough times that you'll grow the most. It's essential to have a mindset that doesn't shy away from challenges but embraces them as opportunities to improve. You're not just developing a game, you're developing yourself as a developer. I also want to mention community building. This is something I wish I had focused on more earlier in my journey. Building a community around your game is crucial. People want to be a part of something. Whether it's through social media, Discord, or other platforms, engage with your potential players early. Let them see the behind-the-scenes process, share your struggles and successes, and ask for feedback. The earlier you build a community, the more support you'll have when you're ready to launch. People want to feel like they're part of your journey, and that support can make all the difference. One last thing I want to touch on is the importance of self-care. Game development can be exhausting. The pressure to finish can weigh you down, and it's easy to burn out if you don't take care of yourself. Make time for breaks, get enough sleep, and don't forget to step away from your screen every once in a while. Your physical and mental health is more important than any game you're developing. The more you take care of yourself, the better you'll be at handling the challenges of game development. So, as we look ahead to 2025, if you're planning on making your first game, know that it's going to be a journey. There will be ups and downs, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But push through, embrace the process, and remember that it's all part of your growth as a developer. You have to finish your game, even when it's hard, even when it feels like it's not perfect. Keep moving forward, and keep learning. In closing, don't rush the process. Take your time, make your mistakes, and learn from them. But most importantly, finish your game. Get it out there, and don't let the fear of imperfection stop you. The world is waiting to see what you create. Thanks for watching, and remember, 2025 is the year you make your first game.